Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Sean Ali here, Supreme Health and Wellness by Sean Ali. And as always, family, I thank each and every one of you who tunes in and shares some of your very valuable time, right? And as always, I pray that this brief message is received in the spirit that I am striving to deliver it in, which is the spirit of your brother, the spirit of love, and of course, and always in the spirit and in the name of God. Family, I pray that this message is finding you in the best of health, wealth, and in the middle of your plan, right? And if not, I pray that one of these brief words can help assist you in your goal, especially your health and wellness goals, right? And I just wanted to talk briefly about appetite control and how to successfully accomplish fasting and eating to live, right? And we hear about that intermittent fasting. We hear about 1 meal a day, eating to live, right? And how wonderful these actions are and how important they are to longevity of life and good health and wellness, right? And at the root of this fasting and or eating to live 1 meal a day is controlling our appetite. So in looking at that and trying to help, and particularly my clients, how to accomplish that, I saw that, okay, it's understanding appetite, understanding, of course, anatomy, and understanding physiology can open the door. It does open the door, not only for us to know how the body works, but to maximize the potential of it, right? That's what we do here at Supreme Health and Wellness. Not only do we show you how and the body works, but now that opens the door for you to maximize the potential of your own life, right? So, okay, now, when we're looking at appetite control, we have self-preservation, right? This is ingrained not just in the mind, but in the cellular makeup of the cells. They are going to, in each organ, each system, right? So when we're looking at the stomach, right? When our stomach gets empty, what it does is, like when we're fasting, when you are or doing a 1 meal a day and you don't have that food intake, what happens is, and the stomach gets empty. Once the stomach gets empty, it secretes a hormone into the bloodstream, right? And this hormone is called ghrelin, right? And this hormone, it's secreted into the bloodstream, and each pump of that heart sends that ghrelin, it sends that hormone into the brain, right? And in the brain, that is registering that, I'm low on energy, right? And it creates what they call hunger. Now, this is the on switch to hunger. This is where you're getting that sensation from your body. This is where that sensation has come from. It is that hormone called ghrelin, produced by an empty stomach, or when you don't eat now, when we train our bodies to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, right? And you break that habit, right? And you are used to eating at breakfast. And let's say you get up and for whatever reason you don't. And by time, say lunchtime comes, you're hungry and you're getting these sensations of hunger and things like that. And now it's overriding your body. You even think you're getting a headache and I'm getting, my energy is low, right? This is, the stomach will produce ghrelin when we break that habit and we extend that meal time, the duration in between the meals. So in How to Eat to Live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us not that we strive with that once every 24 hours meal in a 24-hour period. And we train and we give our bodies time to acclimate to that. Then we strive for one meal every 48 hours and then one meal every 3 days. This is a habit that we form. Once we form that habit, see, the ghrelin will be in a response to you breaking or changing your normal meal pattern. When your body is used to you putting something in it at a certain time and you don't, it's created a habit. It's created cellular memory, muscle memory, right? And these will affect, and you also have that ghrelin, that hormone going up to your hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus is approximately right there, that region, right? And it will cause you to eat. Now, this is the on switch. So if there's an on switch, of course we have an off switch. So the off switch is what they call leptin, right? This is the off switch. Leptin is primarily produced from the adipose fat tissue on our body, right? So, and normally when you eat, during the act of eating, that action will, just like when you break that habit of eating, right? In your body, or your body is low on energy, you get that ghrelin. The act of eating will cause your body, mainly the adipose tissue in your body, to secrete leptin. Now you have leptin being transported through your bloodstream, and this is the off switch, and it will tell your body to stop, and you're not hungry no more. Now this is the normal cycle, is why I'm explaining this, because now this is evolving us, changing our dietary habits. Now, this is not the only way to produce leptin. Is not just to eat, right? The limbic system and some of the hormones can create or stimulate the body to produce and secrete leptin as well. Now, when we are looking at the limbic system, that's that pleasure system. So when you're eating, in the act of eating, normally we eat things that we like. So in the act of eating, you are being satisfied, that satiety part. And this also acts to create leptin. So when you are in a state of fasting or a state of striving to eat no more than one meal in a 24-hour period, in the course of changing our dietary habit, we are going to be producing ghrelin. Normally, we eat to turn it off. So now we have to learn, okay, since eating is also a part of the satiety, a part of the satisfaction, now I can produce leptin and turn off that hunger sensation by satisfying myself. Okay, now let's say I think I'm hungry, because this is happening in the brain. Remember, the stomach is an organ that is made of smooth muscles. We don't move it. The peristalsis is how the GI tract moves, and that's involuntary convulsions, right? So when the stomach is an organ that is only activated when we put something in our mouths. So when we are changing that habit, remember there's a communication going on in our body, and it will still be producing these hormones, right? So when I get this sensation of ghrelin coming from my stomach, and every beat of that heart is sending it, and that signal is coming to my brain, what can I do? Man, and this is shout out to our beautiful sister Denise Renee Muhammad. Look, you get your diffuser, right? In this diffuser, I have orange and I have peppermint. Two great stimulants, and they smell great, right? So if you in a situation where you have this hormone being produced inside of your body, it's not magical. This is a hormone. You can see that under a microscope. It's real. It's materialistic. So we gotta have something that creates. If you can't create it yourself, if you can't control it yourself, what you do is, see, this smells good. Wow. And as you see, it takes your mind off of what you were thinking. And it can help your body to reset itself, to produce that leptin that will turn off your stomach, because it's just going through a discomfort. It's breaking the habit that we created, right? And so when we can bypass, not bypass, but take control of our mind. We can take control of that limbic system, of that satiety system, by creating something that gives us satisfaction. Wow. Now, before I go, remember, when we look at, smell, think about, right? Any of these things of food, right? This automatically, if you look at, smell, or think about food, this will automatically create or put you in the cephalic stage of digestion. And what this will do is, if you look at something, if you smell something, even if you get that taste in the atmosphere, or if you think about, produce from your brain the thought about food, this is called the cephalic stage of digestion. This is the first stage of digestion. What will happen is your salivary glands, they will start to produce saliva. This is when you get that mouth-watering effect, right? Now, that saliva will slide down your esophagus into your stomach, and it will mimic the food that you are thinking about, looking at, or smelling. And it will cause your stomach to get ready for those foods. So now your stomach will start to produce gastric juices. This is where you get that rumble in the stomach, that sensation in the stomach, right? See, so when we are fasting, when we are striving to eat to live in the fashion of, as taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? When we are striving to do that, see, we got to understand the chemistry and the biology, the anatomy and the physiology of our bodies. And this will allow us to be instantly successful, because we will understand, okay, if I'm in an environment where I got coworkers or family or whatever, and they are partaking in food, and I can see it, smell it, think about it, it's going to cause a biological reaction inside of me, and I'm going to activate my digestive system. How do I turn that off? It's the same way we can turn off ghrelin. Look, you can get your oil, peppermint, right? In this case, I'm using peppermint and orange. So as I'm diffusing, see, now I'm cleansing my atmosphere of those molecules from the food, right? So now I don't smell the food no more. I'm smelling the oil. So now, instead of my salivary glands producing this saliva because I'm salivating, because I'm smelling it, see, now I'm controlling that and I'm stopping that, right? So now, since that saliva isn't going down my esophagus into my stomach, My stomach isn't secreting gastric juices anymore. See, I turned it off, changing my atmosphere. So since I'm not thinking about food anymore, because I can't smell it. So since I can't, out of sight, out of mind, right? Mm, mm, wow. That's that easy and natural for us to take control of our body so we can be successful in our fasting and or eating to live. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that fasting is the cure for over 90% of our ills. In 2018, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan during Savior's Day in Chicago, he said that fasting is the cure for 98% of our ills, right? So when we are looking at this, the way for us to be successful is in us knowing our body, how it functions, operates, so that we can use it and maximize the potential of it. Wow. Man. So look, thank you for tuning in. I just wanted to share this with you because, not just even now, in what they would call normal circumstances, fasting and eating to live is very important. Almost every religion has a form of fasting involved, right? So when we're looking at this in Islam, the Holy Quran says, "Oh, you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you." Woo! As a prescription for us to guard against evil, man, to ourselves and others. Wow. Man. So look, that's powerful. When you look at in the Bible, where Jesus had the conversation with his apostles and they were trying to cast out devils and they couldn't as he did. And they came up and said, "Hey, Jesus, we tried to do what you did." And he said, "It's your lack of faith," right? If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you could say to that mountain, "Move," and it will move. But this type of power does not come except through prayer and fasting. Prayer is another excellent way for us to take our mind off of food, right? When that doesn't necessarily do it for you, or you don't have that time, man, you can carry these oils in your pocket, right? Sister Denise has a inhaler that she created. So these are pocket size. And if you don't have a diffuser, that's cool, because wow, man, instantaneous, man. Family, listen, thank you all for tuning in. I'm your brother, Sean Ali, here at Supreme Health and Wellness by Sean Ali. I pray that this brief message was received in the spirit I was striving to deliver it in, which is the spirit of your brother, the spirit of love, and of course and always in the spirit and in the name of God. Family, listen, there's still time left on the clock for you and I to carpe diem, for us to seize the day, for us to conquer our day. It's time for us to create our heaven and set ourselves in it. And that is all up to you. So family, I leave you in the spirit of peace with some words of peace. I say, Namaste Hotep. Power to the people. Salam alaikum. Peace.